So what is the best time for you to start poultry farming? Maybe you are waiting for you to get enough capital so that you can be able to start a poultry farm. You are wondering, at what time will I be able to get enough money so that I can be able to start this poultry farm? I can tell you, procrastination is the way of giving up without you knowing that you are giving up. So stop procrastinating your way of how you can start your poultry farm. Just start. And how will you be able to start? You're claiming you don't have any kind of money and you want to start a poultry farm so that you can be able to reach a small stage like this one, whereby you can end up building a poultry house that can hold up to 8,000 mature chicken. How will you be able to reach that stage? You're saying you only have like $50. How will you be able to start a poultry farm and be able to reach the bigger end? In this video, I'll explain to you how you'll be able to start a poultry farm. Before we continue with this video, guys, please just like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road. Oh, a cock has already crowed and it is around it's almost 4 months old and the chicken are already crowing. So please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that we are road to 20,000 subscribers. Guys, make us reach 20,000 subscribers before the end of June. Thank you, guys. The secrets of what you should do so that you can be able to start a poultry farm and be able to grow it. Capital doesn't matter for you to be able to start a poultry farm. What matters the most is the mindset. The mindset is what matters the most. And for you to work smart. There's a difference between working smart and working hard. Working smart is whereby you become productive, but working hard is whereby you are busy. So you really need to know the difference between working hard and working smart. So I will explain in this video the way for you to become profitable in the poultry industry by working smart. Because if you go up just working hard, because most people they will give you this, that I tried poultry farming and I ended up failing. They're saying, so even if you try poultry farming, your chances of surviving are very low. So meaning, they are telling you that if you try poultry farming, you'll end up failing. It is not about how they did it. It's because they did it in the wrong way. They worked hard. And in poultry farming, you really need only to work smart. So you're wondering, what is this young man talking about? The mindset is the ultimate thing. Because have you ever heard that a millionaire has gotten broke? A person that has a lot of businesses. Then those businesses, if he got them through the right channels and he was able to become a millionaire through the right channels, not without the government tenders or all other things, through the customer relation with the buyer, with the person himself, the seller, and he has grown that business and he has become a millionaire, and that person becomes broke. If you give them a small amount of capital, that person within a span of 3 to 5 years, he'll already become a millionaire. Why is the reason behind that? And whereby you can see a person, maybe he has won a jackpot. That person has ended up winning a jackpot. After they have won the jackpot, just after a few years, you hear that a person who won a jackpot of like 20 million is broke again. Why is that happening? And why can a millionaire become a millionaire again, and yet a person that has won over 20 million in jackpot can become broke in less than 5 years? It's all about the mindset. And in this video, I will explain to you that you don't really need a lot of money for you to be able to start a poultry farm. I was able to start my poultry farm with only $30 US. That is like 4,500 Kenyan shillings. That I was able to start my poultry farm with. Yes, it was like 5 years ago. But what matters is the mindset. Because I had a mindset of growing a poultry farm to become way bigger than what it was at that time, with what I really had. So, as you can see, this poultry farm is just a small level. Can I say this is like step 1 of my dream? My dream is step 100 of something like this. This is just like a step 1. Okay? So I want to take you into the poultry house so that I can be able to explain to you fully. Over here, we have organic fertilizer, that we have covered it with these black sheet so that we can be able to prevent any cases of leaching when they are rained on. So that is what we are doing. And you can see this maize over here. This maize over here was not planted with the organic fertilizer. It was planted with the inorganic fertilizer. But the camera is not doing it its justice, because it's trying to make like this maize and this maize are all of the same color. But this maize was planted using organic fertilizer, and this maize was planted at the same time. You can see the organic fertilizer comes from the chicken. You can see they have already started fruiting. But this maize over here, which was planted at the same time with the inorganic fertilizer, it doesn't have any fruit. Maybe you can see that this is the maize that has started developing. So it is late as compared to this. Meaning, if you are doing poultry farming, you can also be able to get the organic fertilizer out of it, and this will enable you to be able to save a lot of money and your food to mature at a faster rate and also fetch huge prices in the market. So let me take you inside the poultry house so that I can explain to you how you can be able to start a poultry farm with even $50, and you can be able to grow it to become a large venture. I've told you this is just a step 1 of my step 100. So I'll still keep pushing on till I reach my ultimate goals. So I want you guys to join me in this journey so that even if you have a small amount of money, you can be able to start a poultry farm. The only thing that you need is a vision, what you really need to do in the long run. Okay, let me get into the poultry house. So you are wondering, how can you be able to start with $50? Then you end up having like 3 to 10,000 chicken. How can you be able to start with a few number of chicken? Then you can be able to grow. As of my story, I was able to start my poultry farm with only 50 chicks. But how was I able to become profitable? I used a strategic model, because in poultry farm it has a lot of models. You can either rear your chicken for meat, you can either rear your chicken for eggs, you can either do the brooding for the chicken, you can either sell the poultry equipment. The poultry sector is very wide, so it's upon you to decide which sector that you want to get into. So my poultry value chain, what I chose, I decided that I will do the brooding of chicks to farmers. And how was I able to be successful in this? I was able to be successful in this because I was able to solve a problem. What was the problem that I was trying to solve in this? I was trying to solve the problem whereby you find out that farmers who are not on their farms, or who have less knowledge of how they can do brooding of their chicks, because they had a lot of mortalities in case they do the brooding themselves, so they will prefer to buy chicks that have already been brooded. So the model that I used, I decided that I will be doing the brooding of the chicks. After I've done the brooding of the chicks, then I will be selling the chicks at around 1 month old. So how did I come up with such a model? The lucky thing I had is that the first chicks that I got, you see, the first chicks that I got them at around 50 Kenyan shillings for the 50 chicks. So that was 2,500 Kenyan shillings. Okay? And then I went and bought a 25 kg of chick mash. Okay? After I have bought the 25 kg bag of chick mash, it was very cheap by then. It was around 1,200, 1,000 there. So I bought that one. So it came to around 3,500 Kenyan shillings. Then the remaining 1,000, I went up and bought some these antibiotics, some multivitamin for the chicks during the first days. So what I did, I was able to brood those chicks, and I was only able to lose 2 chicks. So I remained with 48 chicks. So out of those 48 chicks, I was able to sell them at 3 weeks old at 200 Kenyan shillings. According to my investment, I had calculated that 1 chick will cost me, by then it was around 84 Kenyan shillings. Because what I was doing, I had this cupboard. I never had a house to do the brooding of the chicks. So I had this cupboard whereby I kept the chicks in them up to that stage, which were around 1 month old. So what I was doing, I was putting the chicks in that cupboard. I think there's a video whereby I posted that cupboard, whereby I was putting the chicks in there for the first, during the day. Then I put it outside in the sun so that the chicks can get the heat from the sun. Then after that, I will take the chicks, then I will put them in the box so that they can sleep in the box. What I was doing, I was not taking the chicks and then I was heating them up because they were few in number. But if you can have even up to 200 chicks, you can follow the same method and you will be able to succeed in the brooding of your chicks successfully without the use of a heat source. So that is another trick. So if you are brooding your chicks and maybe you are living in an area whereby you don't have electricity and maybe you don't want to use the charcoal in the brooding of your chicks, you can end up using that method whereby you just decide to put your chicks in the carton boxes at night. Then during the day you put them outside and give them feed and water. So if you do that, you can be able to save a lot on feed and also on the heating, on the electricity bills. So that is the method that I used. So after I've bought those chicks, what I decided next, I decided to sell them off. So I was able to sell 45 chicks. After I've sold 45 chicks, I was able to acquire 100 chicks. Then I continued with the same model. 100 chicks, then I was able to sell 100 chicks at around 3 to 4 weeks old. After that, then they remained around 90, so I was able to sell the 90. Then I bought 200. After 200, I went to 500, then 1,000. So within a span of like 5 to 8 months, I was able to brood like 1,000. By then, there were very few people that were doing poultry farming in Kenya. So the market was very huge and the demand was very, very high. So that is how I was able to start my poultry farm with only $45. So as I started with that little amount of money, my vision was how to be able to grow my poultry farm to reach a level whereby I can be able to breed my own chicken. So that is how I went slowly by slowly until I was able to acquire some machines by selling off those chicks, those brooded chicks. Then I was able to continue like that. The only thing that I really had was the discipline for money. Make sure if you are doing a business like poultry, you have to be very disciplined on the expenditures. Maybe you have gotten a profit out of that business. Don't eat whole profit. Make sure you reinvest the profit back into the business so that it can make the business grow. So that is for the people that have a small amount, because you can't keep on procrastinating, because if you keep on procrastinating, you won't be able to start your business. You will be thinking that you are not good enough. And if you continue thinking that you are not good enough, you won't be able to start that venture. And that means that each day, each second, you are getting old and you won't be able to achieve your goals. You won't be able to create a generational wealth because you keep on postponing things, thinking that they will be reach a perfect time so that you can be able to start a poultry farm. There is no perfect time for you to start a poultry farm. The perfect time to start a poultry farm is now. The perfect time to start a poultry farm is now. And the perfect house to start a poultry farm with is the house that you have currently. It can have some other effects, some small effects, but you have to start from there. You don't have to wait until that you say, I have enough knowledge of how I will be able to do poultry farming. You can watch a million videos. If you don't have a vision of starting a poultry farm, thinking that you will have enough knowledge so that you can be able to start a poultry farm, you won't be able to start a poultry farm. You just have to keep in mind that I am good enough and I can be able to start a poultry farm. As you start a poultry farm, some other things you can learn them through some experiences. But the best thing is that I am here and I will be able to guide you, because I've posted a lot of videos of how you can do brooding. So some things like that, you will be able just to overcome them very, very quickly, and you will be able to make a lot of money because you won't be incurring losses, because sometimes you incur losses because you are learning everything through experience. But I already learned that through experience. So through my videos, you can be able to learn that prior before you start doing that. So the best thing is that in this channel, I have posted videos whereby you can see how you can be able to start a poultry farm, then you grow with it slowly by slowly. So even if it's from day old up to the growth, even if it is the construction of the poultry house, all of those videos I have posted, and you can be able to start a poultry farm no matter what. So you can be able to start a poultry farm. It's only you that is preventing yourself from starting a poultry farm, because I've said the best time to start a poultry farm is now. If you are able to start a poultry farm, the earlier the better, because you'll be able to reach your goals faster. You'll be able to learn the market faster. You'll also be able to learn how the poultry industry works, and you can end up having very beautiful roosters like this one. You can see how beautiful this rooster is, and that is the goal, the ultimate goal of how you can be able to start a poultry farm with little amount of money. And the best time to start a poultry farm is now. Yes, because you can binge watch all videos on YouTube from all those people that teach people about poultry farming, but if you don't start, you won't be able to start. If I procrastinated that I will start this when I had a lot of money, I will never be able to start this poultry venture. So the best model that you can start, if you have a little money, do the brooding for people, then you sell the chicks at 1 month old. If you do that, you'll be able to grow your capital so that you can be able to buy land, then you can be able to set up your poultry farm. That is the best model that I can tell you for a beginner. I hear most people usually ask me, I want to raise chicken for eggs and for meat. For meat, it's okay, because it takes like, for this chicken, it takes like only 3 months they will be ready for market. You can see how this rooster is very big. So like 3 months they will already be ready for market. But if you are using the other model whereby you want to raise chicken for eggs, if you want to raise chicken for eggs, let me tell you, if you want to raise one chicken like this, that chicken, that hen, this is a rooster, maybe a hen like that one, so that it can be able to lay for you eggs. Do you know how much that will cost you? It will eat 15 kgs of feed so that it can be able to do the eggs. 15 kgs before it lays for you the eggs. So you can do the math. A kg goes at 70 Kenyan shillings. So if you are trying to calculate that, and maybe you have kept like 200 chicken, and maybe you are an average person, and you know the world is, there are these rich people usually control the world, whereby you can see that if you deposit like $10,000 in any bank all over the world, they will question you whereby you have gotten the money. And also you can see that even if you can be able to raise like $100,000 per year, they usually say that you are a rich person. It doesn't depend to which country you are in. So even if you have $100,000 in Kenya, in USA, you are regarded that you are a rich person within 1 year. So that is what the world is. So make sure you really know how you can be able to make money out of the poultry industry by doing the right things. Don't do the wrong things thinking that you will be successful. So you have to choose the easiest model so that you can be able to grow. So if you are a starter, start with the brooding of the chicks. You can be able to learn through my YouTube videos. I have a lot of videos on that. After you have learned, then you can do that, then you can sell to people. We can sell to you the day-old chicks. Then we can guide you of how you can get the market of your product. If you do that, then you'll be able to grow yourself properly, and you can be able to become a big poultry farmer. That is the only thing that you really need. The mindset, and stop procrastinating. Start now, and you'll be able even to have more than 20,000 chicken. If you have a vision, make sure you are doing things that are realistic. Don't say that like today maybe I'm buying 100 chicken and I'm saying within the end of this year I want to keep like 50,000 chicken. 50,000 chicken is no joke, man. 50,000 chicken is, they can only be kept like multi-millionaires, okay, or deca millionaires, okay. So if you want to do that, make sure that you really know what you are doing. And if you want to know how you can do that, make sure you watch my videos on the brooding sector. If you know how to brood chick, that is a value, because you'll be solving a problem. If you are not solving a problem in the poultry industry, it is very hard for you to get a lot of money. And I know brooding is the tip, because if you brood your chick, if you sell to you a chicken, then you go and brood it, it will only cost you, like current is around 120. And for 120 to the day old is 100 bob, then to brood is around 80 bob, so it will be around 180. So the profit that you will get from that chicken that is brooded, which is around 300 Kenyan shillings, so the profit will be around 120 Kenyan shillings. So if you start with like 200 or 300 chicken, that is around 24,000 to 36,000. So make sure, guys, you watch all my videos on how you can do that, and you will be able to be successful in the poultry industry. Just start now. Start with what you have, then you'll end up growing to become a big poultry farmer that most people will look upon, so that they can be able to replicate of what you have been doing. Thank you, guys, and make sure if you haven't watched my video on how you can be able to save money on the cost of feed, make sure you click up here. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, guys, for those people that keep on supporting me. Like the video and subscribe.